The Deshaun Watson breakdown. I really think that Deshaun Watson is an absolute stud. I mean, quick release, accurate. I would definitely put him in the top, at least of the quarterbacks I've seen so far. I think he's definitely better than Trubisky, the guy from North Carolina. But yeah, we're going to break down what he does well. All the throws we throw here or that we do here are great throws and just shows how accurate he is as a passer. So first thing we'll look at here is he does use, I think what he could use the most of would be more hip activation. I mean, overall he doesn't do a bad job, but we could just see that the push off of the back leg is just not as strong as we've seen other athletes do, I guess. But what he does is he uses more of the left lower core here on the side to get his throw through, which has proven to be effective before. What usually the athletes that have that kind of lean to the left have is actually a really, really strong release, because what that does, that lean to the left, and we'll be able to see it better from another angle, is it makes it so that shoulder has just a lot more capable range of motion. And that's something that I think he does really well, is he has a really nice release. He gets back with the arm, and then he gets the ball facing forward really quickly there, and then he could just be very accurate because of that, because he gets the ball facing where it wants to go very, very early in the throw. So and what that means is that just like the nose of the football is pointing towards his target when he's still very far back in the throw. Usually people can't get the ball towards about their head is when the nose of the ball starts to come back, but he's already almost there, and his hand's all the way back in external rotation. This wasn't taken as a high enough frame rate to be able to see all the breakdown parts of it, but you could just tell on how early he started that he's going to end up having that ball facing straight ahead really, really early, and because of that, his throw was really an excellent throw. So next one here is going to be more of the back, and this is where we could see where he has that left spine lean here. So he goes and when he throws, where I say you can get a little bit more hips too, is when he's coming through, he kind of ends up having kind of this area right about here where he doesn't transition all the way through an external rotation. He starts pushing his hips onto kind of the right part of his leg, so he doesn't have great range of motion on the left hip. But so he has a little bit of stiffness, but then on the same side of that, that's I think what makes him such a good athlete running wise is all these. I see a lot of athletes that also are running backs and receivers, and those guys a lot of times have tighter hips, which makes it so they can create a lot of force out of the leg. So he gives up some range of motion to make it so really that left leg creates a lot of force, and you could also see that spine lean to the left side. Again, that arm slot is so good, and that's just because of that left spine lean that he's creating. And then another thing too, you can see when he's transferring that leg, even though so his left leg ends up being a good force, a part of force production, and also really slows it down. And this is something that I'm very harp on with everybody. If you're going to be a top quarterback, that left leg has got to be very, very strong. And so you can see how he's transferring when he transfers weights forward and all that force he's putting into his arm. You can see how fast that arm's coming through, but that left leg hardly even moves at all. I mean, he just completely absorbs it. He even absorbs it and kind of lets his weight fall back. So he just absorbs that throw here on that left leg, and then he kind of just stands up and lets his weight kind of fall backwards, which just shows how strong that front leg is, and it's really awesome that he can do that. I got another one here. It's another just great throw, and that's the one thing that stands out about when you watch his highlight film is it's just unbelievable how accurate of a passer he is, and that's why I think that he has a bright future, is because he really has a lot of confidence in his arm and being able to make all the different types of throws. Here I wanted to get a little bit more of a deep ball just so we could see what that looks like. He has a little bit of a loss of posture, so he kind of stands up in his spine once he goes for that deep ball, kind of gets that arch here going. But again, with his arm all the way back, he's already going into external rotation, so the ball is already starting to move towards the target, and so he ends up probably having a and you can't really see it, but a very nice drop of the nose when it comes through because of how early he could start that rotation in his elbow to get or elbow and arm to get the nose pointing in the right direction. I think that's probably one of his biggest assets, and that's why again he becomes so accurate, is that just extra amount of supination and pronation that he has in the arm, which gives him more range of motion, and he compensates a little bit in his throwing motion to really accentuate or utilize that part of his game. So here he's going into a little bit of lordosis or low back curve, but still when he transfers weight forward, he can hold on with that front leg very well. And really for this one, he uses a lot of just his overall strength and like his core to generate the throw. He has a very strong core, and he uses that for really a variety of different throws. So yeah, for Deshaun Watson, I'd just say that the things that he'd need to work on would be getting a little bit better push off of that right leg, making it so his left hip had a little bit more external rotation in terms of full optimization, or making the best use of the throw. And then when he goes through the deep ball, just being able to keep his posture a little bit better, not lean back here, which creates some potential problems for deep balls, or in terms of really putting a lot of distance on it. But I don't think that is a weakness will necessarily be arm strength, but he can certainly improve on the deep ball distance, and I bet you that's going to be one of his focuses actually during the offseason, is really to improve on how far he can throw the ball, because I know he has a lot more in the tank. So let me know if you have any questions from this video. We're going to actually release a breakdown that's going to have 10 different parts of the throw, and really go and break down each part of it. I think it's going to be a really cool thing to offer for quarterbacks. So if you have any questions about that, or would like to get a breakdown yourself, just go ahead and send me an email, and I'd be happy to help. So my email is info at yourperformancelab.com. Subscribe if you'd like to watch some more videos. Thanks for watching.